welcome back. You're watching Overdrive. Now, brandishing its catchy looks and its swanky first-in-class features, we're here to take a look at Hero MotoCorp's third offering in the 110cc scooter space.
Now, for a manufacturer like Hero MotoCorp, out here in India, they are known to price their products, their two-wheeler products, very competitively in all the segments that they are part of. And the scooter that we have out here today for a short ride, well, this is the Xoom 110cc scooter, and this product doesn't shy away from that fact either. There are three trim variants that the scooter can be had in. The standard variant will cost you around 69,000 rupees, ex-showroom, and the top spec ZX variant, which is this one, this will set you back by around 78,000 rupees. Now, this scooter is meant to take on competition in the form of the Honda Dio and the TVS Jupiter 110cc scooters. And as you can see, well, it looks striking in design and it also packs a lot of first in its class features. But how does it fare out on the road, out in the real world? We have a short time to figure that out, so let's get right to it. Now, coming to the engine, the Xoom is powered by the same 110.9cc motor that already does its duty in the other 210cc Hero scooter models. Output levels of the motor are identical as well at 8.2 PS and 8.7 Nm. And you even get Hero's idle start-stop tech, or i3S, to aid you in your quest for better mileage on the top two Xoom variants. Now, performance from the engine is just like before. It feels quick to accelerate to around 40 to 45 kmph, and the scooter feels at ease at this point. Pushing to 60 kmph comes along quite nicely as well, but after that the engine can sound quite brash, with the speedo indicating about 80 kmph. So when it comes to engine refinement, there's definite room for improvement here. Now, Hero says that the Xoom's chassis is almost identical to that of the other two 110cc scooters, although there have been some tweaks that have been made to accommodate the different panels and bigger rear wheel. The telescopic fork and the offset monoshock suspension setup is carried over from the other two scooters as well. And this time around it has been recalibrated to be stiffer in order to provide the sportier ride experience that this scooter is supposed to give you. Now, in terms of the Xoom 110's underpinnings, well, not a great deal that's new out here. But in terms of ride and handling, well, this scooter, the front end is really light, and in the city, well, getting around, weaving through traffic, not a great fuss at all. You'll manage it really easily, and the engine fares decently well in the city, but out on the highway, yes, well, it's still a 110cc scooter at the end of the day, and it will just barely get you to around 90 kmph top speed. Now, changing direction on the Xoom is never going to be a problem because it feels so light and easy to manage. Even taking U-turns on the scooter is a breeze on account of the awesome turning radius. While on paper, the ground clearance might not seem like much compared to the competition, but the suspension is stiffly set up, so there's less pitching about, which allows this scooter to clear ditches quite nicely. But taking on rumblers and rutted surfaces at speed is definitely going to be unsettling, and it will rattle your board. The Xoom becomes Hero's third offering in its 110cc scooter lineup after the Maestro Edge and the Pleasure Plus models. But it's easy to make out that the Xoom is the most sporty and modern looking of the lot, with its sharp and edgy cuts and creases all along its body panel. The scooter also gets some deep storage bays behind its front apron, and there's even a USB port thrown in there for good measure. But what's notable about the scooter are its first-in-class features, like the LED headlight with its catchy H-shaped DRL, and the same is replicated at the rear of the scooter too in the taillight. Then again, you have the fully digital instrumentation which comes with Bluetooth connectivity and a big 12-inch wheel at the rear instead of the usual 10-incher. But the one feature that's bound to raise your eyebrow are its cornering lights. Yes, the Xoom scooter uses a gyroscope to detect lean angle and then illuminates the lights on either side of the scooter's apron accordingly. Well, we're not too sure of what to make of the system's functioning at this point because our brief stint with the Xoom was during daylight hours this time around. So we didn't have a really good chance to see how effective the system works at sundown. So we'll reserve our judgment for that bit at a later time. Now, in order to keep the swanky new design and keep costs in check, Hero has refrained from having an external fuel filler lid with the Xoom. And you'll have to do things the good old fashioned way by removing the key from the ignition and jabbing it in the side. Although paint quality is alright for a scooter at this price point, well, if I had to nitpick, I'd say that the level of fit and finish could be a little better as well. Now, the top spec variant is almost 8,000 cheaper than the top draw TVS Jupiter 110 and about 5,000 more costly than its direct rival, the Honda Dio. But with the Hero, you do get features like the i3S and cornering lights and, of course, that outstanding design. So yes, Hero is offering you a good looking scooter that's packed with features, and its overall attractiveness is only accentuated by its pricing. But when it comes down to functionality, there are some setbacks. For starters, footroom on offer here is at a premium for the rider, with storage space behind the front apron eating away at precious room. This leaves little or no space for you to place items between your feet in terms of bags, parcels of that sort, the stuff that you usually carry around in that space. But then again, I'm also not disappointed with the absence of an external fuel filler lid, but access to the underseat storage could have been simplified through the accommodation on the scooter's ignition. We'll definitely have to spend a lot more time with the Xoom to understand it better. With all that the scooter brings to the table in terms of the new tech that it gets and the big rear wheel, well, it is designed to be a sporty scooter that is aimed, or it is targeted at the younger audience, and yes, well, it certainly will appeal to that audience. But then in terms of functionality as a whole, well, the scooter does have its setbacks.
It's time for us to take our final commercial break here on Overdrive, but coming up on the other side, we pit the Royal Enfield Hunter against the TVS Ronin.